What's up, everyone? So thought I'll jump on here and talk about the title of this video, which is building a cabin for $45. So on my Instagram I did a giveaway, and the giveaway was you buy a $45 raffle ticket and you go into the draw to win a cabin built by me. Um, I think I had about just over 200 people that entered the giveaway, and which pretty much just covers the materials, the money that I got from the giveaway. So um, here's a quote here. This is how much it cost. So it was, I think, off the top of my head, it was around 9,000. The goal for the giveaway or the raffle ticket was never to make money, but it was. I say this a lot on my Insta and with people I come in contact with, is that building is a hobby for me. So I I actually love building. I'm just lucky enough to get paid to do something that I love. So um, I'm excited, and I hope you guys enjoy, I guess, the journey or the episodes that I'll be putting up with the progress of this cabin build. So, sweet, peace, let's go. Welcome to the first episode, or episode one, of the $45 cabin build. So, the first part of the build is going to be the setup, um, which is probably the most important part of the build, because that's going to determine where my cabin will be built. And I am going to walk you through how I usually do my setup. This one's a simpler build than um, a house, or bigger, because it's a small cabin. So the setup is going to be not, I don't want to say easy, but it's going to be doable. So this is the space that I've been given to work with, and my cabin is 5 meters by 3 meters, so 15 meters square, and it's actually the perfect size for the space that I've been given. So I gotta cut up some pegs to build my profile. So I knew I should be using a sledgey here, but I couldn't find my sledgehammer, so I had to use my everyday hammer to hammer down these pegs, and it took a little longer than I wanted, but we got there eventually, so all good. So here I am setting up my profiles, and the purpose of a profile is to enable the exact location to the millimeter where your building, or in my case where my cabin, will be marked out. Now that my profiles are set up, I can measure out where exactly my cabin's going to be built. But as you can see, the string lines are already up, which means I already got the marks. But I will show you exactly how I got those marks. So the cabin's going to run parallel to the main house, or the existing house. And what I did was I used the existing house as a reference to get those marks. So this is how I did it. So this is how I got the measurements for the short side or the side facing the road and the backyard. I measured from the house using that as a reference point. 1795 is where my mark is going to be, and then I go to the other end of the cabin, same side, and made sure that the mark is 1795 as well, just so it's parallel to the main house. I then transferred that mark to the opposite profile. Here I'm just double checking if my measurements are correct. There's different ways to getting a old building to line up with a new building, and this is how I did mine. So what I want to do is I want to line up the cabin, the front of the cabin, with the front of the existing house. And what I'm doing here is getting my first mark on that profile. So this is that first mark, and what I need to do is to transfer this mark to that profile there. So with this technique, you put a string line that runs along the existing wall with one end hooked onto the wall. As you stand where you want to put your mark and have the string line away from the wall at first, and then you bring it in closely, and as the string line gets closer and almost touching the wall, lining up with the wall, and that's when you put your mark down. That's when you know that the cabin will line up with the existing house or that white wall there. Now that I got those marks, I can now use my profiles to get the length of the long side of the wall, or the wall facing the house, and also do the same on the other side as well, making sure that both measurements are the same. So with my string line set up, I can now mark where my post is going to go. So each corner post is going to be an anchor post, and then the ones in between that is going to be ordinary posts. Anchor post is going to be deeper, being at 900 millimeters, and then ordinary post is going to be 200 millimeters deep. So the anchor post, their role is to hold the lateral and the vertical load, whereas the ordinary posts, their role is to just hold the vertical. So when I say lateral load, I mean earthquakes and high wind areas, and vertical, meaning the weight that's on top, so the cabin or people walking on top of the floor. I think I've talked too much, so I want to let this next part play out, and it's going to be about the flooring, so I want to talk about more on that on the next episode. And if you have any questions, please chuck them down in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer them. Laters.